know, humans, angels in particular, human angels are very sensual beings. You know that about angels? Very sensual beings. Sensual means that angels love to feel, to experience, to be in life. They love creating and then basking in their creations, simmering in their creations, sometimes fighting their way in and out of the creations, but that's sensual. Angels love color and sound and feeling. And cookies.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Sensual. With your food, with your drink, if you're going to put it in your mouth, at least enjoy it. Really. And don't run from it. Tobias talked to you about this, and I'll repeat it, but we're amazed sometimes at spiritual beings, spiritual teachers, who are still cutting themselves off from life, afraid that I heard on the news that coffee's bad for me. Nothing's really bad for you. Nothing really is, except yourself. So, dear Shambra, if you're going to eat it, enjoy it. If you're going to do it, love it. If you're going to be here, experience life. That is the way off the planet. Angels, by nature, are very sensual. That's why they want to come here. That's why they want your spot. So, I encourage each and every one of you, as part of your living ascension process, as a part of being a spiritual teacher and a standard to others, live sensually. Live outrageously, as Andra would say. I'm here from the future. Not a linear future, not a timeline future. You could say that I came from the future and are meeting up with you in the now moment. But I'm going to ask you to shift that for a moment. I'm going to ask you first to take a deep breath and relax or put at ease a timeline-based experience of life. How do you do that? Take a deep breath. Yeah, it's natural. It's unnatural to live within time. Very unnatural. Where you are right now in your evolution, it's time to get away from time. You will feel more grounded, more real, and yes, more sensual when you let go of time-based beliefs and experience. Imagine, if you will, always seeing this hat from the front. That's how you come to know the hat. It's got pink color. It's got a little tiara on there. And this is the way you always perceive the hat. Because from time-based experience, that's how you're always going to perceive it. It just gives you one view of the hat. Now, when you get off of time-based experience, when you let yourself expand into new potentials, you suddenly see that there's a back side to it. You suddenly see there are sides to it, a top to it, and inside to it. It's an important point. As you meet me beyond your time frame, instead of me having to expend a large amount of energy to come down here to visit you, now we meet halfway, right here. It doesn't mean that you're completely ignorant of time reality. It means now you're flexible. You can do both, time reality and experience reality. when you get out of time-based perception, suddenly you're going to realize that the past, your perception of the past, is actually quite pink. Your perception of the past is limited. This is one of the toughest things that we have teaching the advanced, call it advanced, the really progressive sensual pirates. Because there's still that tendency to say, well, no, damn it, this has happened. It's like a photograph. And you believe, well, that's a photograph. It's a picture of the group of Shambhala on a boat in Kauai. Damn it, that's what it is. No, 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 no. As you relax into your ascension, you're going to start realizing what a glorious thing your past was. What was really happening, not just from the eyes of the human, but what was really happening. Suddenly, your history, you find, is very incomplete, was very limited, very focused on things you don't need to focus on anymore. It changes everything. What this means is that because you start to realize the true nature of your past, the fact that your past is not just a pink hat, suddenly that awareness, the broader awareness of your past, makes you aware of the broader nature of your future potentials. So you're at this point of separation, meaning you're getting off the old path. A couple of things that I'm going to ask you to feel and to consider, and make a choice from your heart, not your brain. Your brain is going to, and your mouth. Your brain and your mouth are going to say, yes, I want that. But feel it first. I don't want to go forward with human angels that still like to do processing and healing. And some of you still do. You really do. You've gotten so into processing and healing. It's become a way of life. Energy vampire. Where we are going from here, it's about discovering. It's about experiencing. But please, no more seeking and searching, because seeking and searching also is related to a limited view of the past. So let's not search anymore. Let's discover. Discover what's already there in this grand field of potentials. So often, accomplishment is also based on your past. You don't need these things anymore. And in an odd way, the next definition or the next evolution of these things comes regardless, is natural. When you're coming from your own future back to your chosen experience of what you would call your past, but it's actually of your evolution, then you don't have to worry about things like accomplishment, abundance, healing, any of these other things. What you want is already there waiting for you. We talked about Keahak, and that means energy in flow, in motion, in action. It means spirit, you, in experience. You put these two together, it's very, very dynamic. In that state of Keahak, connected to your real feelings, not here, but here. And I ask you the question to ask yourself later, what sets you free? That's a good question to how to get into your feeling. What sets you free? Play in there and even let go of the words, because there's more to it. There's more depth and meaning. And it brings in volumes of energy into the moment. And in that moment then, getting to the point of all this, then you can make the choices for the more mundane things in your life. Suddenly you have the realization of what brings out the best of your essence in this physical, sensual experience. Then everything else is rather incidental. Then you just literally, you start directing energies, just like that, to money, to health balance, to body-mind, spirit integration, to relationships, kind of a wizard thing. You came here to Earth as a, well, you call it a light being. You've spent ages in this physical body for a reason. You're never going to go back to just being a light body, ever. Because you've invested, you've given, you've chosen thousands of lifetimes here to understand the integration of a physical body and a physical mind and a spirit, now all integrated together. So after you leave this planet, you go wherever it is, or you ascend, you're going to be recognized by angels through all of creation. They're going to look at you and say, you're a body of consciousness. You've been on Earth. You've been there, done that. You've allowed yourself to dream and then become. And that's very important to see, dreaming and becoming. It's like going backwards in time. You dream it, and then it happens. They're going to recognize you, not just by colors in your aura, but they're going to recognize you by the, here words are limited, by the expansiveness or grandeur of your entire being. They're going to know that you were a sensual, spiritual pirate here on Earth.